So the next step that we're going to do is we're going to think about some of your core values. And the idea behind this is that if you can identify the values that you find fulfilling and the things that are really important to you, then you can be flexible with how you apply this to the decisions that you make in your life. So an example of what I'm talking about here is that I know that I'm a really creative person. That's one of my core values, and I use that in my hobbies, but also in my work. So by doing things like creating this content for you, it's a creative process, and so for me it's a really kind of enjoyable and sort of fun aspect of my job. So we're going to hear from the people I interviewed about some of the things that they find really fulfilling in their work.
My job role fits into my life because wellbeing is something that I'm really passionate about. So I have things that I do for my wellbeing outside of work. For me in particular, that includes going to the gym, doing yoga, doing running, and lots of regular exercise. That's something which we encourage young people to practice at work in terms of leading a healthy lifestyle and in turn a healthy mind. Something else I'm really passionate about in the local area is seeing change. So I'm really passionate about the environment and ensuring that we're leading a sustainable life. So I've managed to fit that into work in terms of increasing young people's wellbeing by taking young people out on litter picks and doing lots of new activities, and also just educating young people about topics which I'm passionate about too, and how they can get involved with that as well.
For me, the most satisfying thing about being a youth worker is the aspect of kind of giving back to the community is the key aspect. I've worked multiple jobs in my life. I've always kind of followed my passion of hobbies. So I was an outdoor activity instructor, then that kind of went into traveling the world kayaking. And then I ended up doing like jobs like building and labouring, and I worked on £1 million houses where I was doing their gardening, and it was nice because there was gratification of like seeing something being built or being maintained, but I didn't feel like I was giving back to the community doing that. So doing youth work, I just find that you're having that young person that's potentially going through a troubling time, or just kind of being a bit quiet, and then suddenly gets up and starts doing like playing on the Wii, doing Just Dance and stuff, and just kind of seeing a small change within their personality. It's having that gratitude and feeling like you're being successful and making a difference. The key one is making a difference. And I think I have a lot of fun doing it, so it's kind of like a win-win situation. I have lots of fun, and people are feeling like you're making a difference in their lives.
I'm naturally bouncy, enthusiastic, and you need to be. There's a lot of knockbacks at times with the problem. If we get quality issues and the customer's not happy, if we get engineering issues and the factory's breaking down, production lines are breaking down, we've got to get them fixed and up and running. All those issues, you've got to stay very positive. Be confident that we can deal with it all, but make sure the team feel confident and don't feel under pressure, so that they don't make poor decisions. So yeah, I think that's the key bit for me. On the wall behind us, we've got our core values up there. There's four pillars. One of the pillars that we talk about is being restless to improve, and that's what we look for. Those key aspects of people's character. Are they keen to and restless to improve? Do they want to challenge themselves? Do they want to challenge the business? If you're doing that and you're questioning how you're doing, you'll always be there. And businesses that do that are the ones that will survive.
I always make sure and re-emphasize the most important thing that we do is to keep people safe. It has to be our number one priority. We work in an industry that the consequences of getting things wrong can be very serious, and we can severely injure people or even kill them if things go badly wrong. So it's about always reinforcing the message that nothing's more important than health and safety. And I also think more as we're progressing on that curve, bringing the health aspect into it, so mental well-being. So it's not just good enough to talk about how do we prevent physical harm to somebody. It's about what we do about people's mental well-being and their mental health. So it's about making sure that what we do and the actions we take and the decisions we make always center around those two areas.
The role that I'm in now, I want to help try and make it a safer environment for the patient or the service users who's engaging with that area is feeling safe, and the staff around them know how to manage what's going on.
I absolutely love developing people. I love to see them, go from, maybe coming into nursing, junior nurses, junior HCAs. I love playing that role of developing them and seeing them fly and grow and, becoming ward sisters and ward managers. And you think, gosh, you were, hopefully I've helped that process. I still do clinical work, and if I'm honest, I absolutely love that. Just the reward of knowing you've made a difference to that patient. They're so vulnerable when you're in hospital. You don't know where you are. You don't know, what's going to happen next. And if you can help that journey for that patient, there's nothing better than that.
I definitely think I'm a very client-focused person. So when I get an email from a client that says, "Thank you so much, we're really pleased, you've taken a weight off our minds," that really does make the job worth it. Because when people are preparing wills, it's not a nice thing to think about where your money goes when you die. But when you have complicated family structures, and people worry about it a lot. And so when they reply to me and say, "You've really taken weight off my mind," that really does make my day, because I know that I've removed a massive stress from their life. It's quite satisfactory when you are given a piece of complex law to research and you actually do pull all the information together and you get an answer. It's a very satisfying day.
All the customers know that I'm honest, and what I do is basically my opinion and my expertise of what they should do, not necessarily just about making money. When I say let's do this, it's not because I want to make money, it's because I think it's the right solution for them.
When I'm working from home, and a lot of my work is from home, I enjoy working on my own and collaborating with people where I need to over video conferencing or telephone calls. But I love it when I'm actually meeting with people in person. And I don't know, you can be at home and you can be working through things and it's very sort of logical and you're doing it in the time that's needed, but there's not that spark that you get when you're meeting with people. So that's always lit up that aspect of me. So talking with people positively, and I always get a lot from that as well. So I feel like it brings out positive in me, but I also gain from the positivity coming from other people.
So hopefully you found that interesting. And now there's going to be a worksheet which asks you some questions about what are the things that you enjoy and you find fulfilling. And from the answers to these questions, you'll be able to choose some values that then kind of sum up what those things are for you. And one of the best things about knowing what these values are for yourself, so what are the things that you find the most fulfilling, is that then you can go out and start doing things that meet those values for you. So, if it's creativity, you can start thinking about things you could do that would help you be creative and really help you find that fulfillment in life. If it's adventurous, you could start thinking about ways you could be a bit more adventurous, doing outdoors activities or trying new recipes to cook at home, or trying any kind of new things. And if you can find your values, if you know your values, if you know what guides you, then that will really help you to find the things in life that you're actually going to find fulfilling and are going to bring you kind of long-term satisfaction. So I hope that you enjoy the exercise and it's really useful for you.